Hello and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
Call me Snake.
And we got Ethan on this.
It's Pliskin.
It's Plis.
The name's Pliskin.
The name's Snake.
Oh man, we watched
what may or may not be the best movie ever created.
Wow.
So saith Ethan.
God, that was wow. That was one of the most enjoyable experiences in my life. Every time I thought they couldn't one up it, they did. Before I know it, he's getting shot. Before I know it, he's surfing.
Can we mark this on the record of potentially winning a Hjönse?
Yes, I literally wrote that down already. I already put that. I was like, if this happened last year, it would have been a hands down because I wasn't sure last year about what was what and which ones I was here for. But like for this year's, I've not been on many this year, obviously, but still for this year's, this is already on. This is 100 hands down, bro.
I love it.
Oh man, that was such a good movie.
It was a very great.
I really liked Escape from New York, but this one did. Usually sequels don't do this. This one was better in like every way to me.
For those of you at home that are listening and didn't read the title, we watched Escape from L.A., which is the predecessor to Escape from New York.
No, it comes after, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, not
so
or successor. Wrong words. I had the right idea in mind, but I said the wrong words.
Yeah, the movie's got your brain.
Anyways, it is
nanomachines.
It is a John Carpenter movie.
Mm-hmm. No, he never misses, bro. He never misses.
Already a mark of quality.
You, yeah.
That's 100% what I thought when I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot.
We're in for that good shit.
Yeah,
while we're here and talking about it, John Carpenter, it says that it's the only sequel John Carpenter ever directed.
And it was a winner.
He never did a great job. He never did. He never hit the same ball twice. But this is the one time he did.
He made his one sequel, and he made that shit count, man.
Yeah.
God, it still like super sucks that he's like a bitter old dude now about his filmmaking career.
Really? I didn't know that.
Because most of, if not like more than a few of his films were like poorly received at the time that they aired.
But now they're legendary. Yeah,
exactly.
I would be bitter too, though. In that case,
no, because I remember reading about like he went to get something to eat, like sat and had dinner with Guillermo del Toro, and del Toro was like, I don't know if you know this, but like a lot of people have been really giving your movies the credit they deserve, and you know, you're highly regarded now as like one of the best.
Yeah,
like
right,
one of the best.
Mark of quality, like you said.
And he just looks at him and says, "What the fuck good does that do me now?"
No, honestly though, that didn't pay the bills when he was making these movies. Like,
yeah,
I 100% agree.
That's hard.
Wait,
dude,
he doesn't get like the actors do, does he? Does he get money like now from
I'm sure he still gets.
I don't know how that works with
I
royalties.
would hope.
Yeah,
but still, like that doesn't. God, that's rough. But again, I can't for that one. I can't fault him for that.
The backlash he had received for like The Thing, especially whenever that came out, because that was like contending with E.T.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's like polar opposites, and everybody was like, "Oh, what the fuck is that? It's just
right.
gore, mindless violence."
Oh yeah, what people? Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's so
that was
good,
part of why he like got shunted out of the industry.
Yikes.
Yeah. That's insane, man. Because the thing's so good, man.
He's the one who made Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Which that's another crazy, like,
yeah, but I'll be honest, that was a good movie, but like as a Carpenter movie, that one didn't do it as much for me.
I'm just talking about I watched a classic.
No, yeah, it's definitely a classic. I'm just saying, for that one didn't really do it. I finally watched it, and I mean, I get that character became more established because there's multiple movies, so the other ones might do it more and might have helped establish his character, but I gotta be honest, I watched the first one and I was like, he does a good job, and the character, it's good, right? It's good about the whole, like, a car drives by and suddenly you see him, and the music. It does good. It does. But I was
watching that, like, in the middle of the night in the dark was super fun.
Maybe when you're younger, too. But, like, for me, I don't know. It didn't really do it.
Again, I'm not trying to start a whole conversation about it. I'm just talking about, like, movies that have been cult classics that are like, you know.
Carpenter is the king.
I was just saying, as a topic of Carpenter, that one just didn't really do it for me as much. Because every other one I've loved about as much as this.
He was also the creator or the director for Predator? Or was it?
No, Predator was someone different.
Wasn't he? Or was it Alien? Or no, not Alien. It was Ridley. I thought he had a hand in something in the Alien/Predator universe or something like that, but I guess not. Anyways,
no clue.
Doesn't matter. So
he's got some good ones though, for sure.
This is, ooh man, you're like, It does. The thing is, it follows the same like tone and formula that Escape from L.A. does.
New York.
I'm sorry, Escape from New York.
Yeah.
And it has its own flavor and its own subversion, and it's fun.
Oh yeah,
super
fun.
It's a lot of fun.
With a capital F.
I mean, it is
right. Oh man, I get.
We'll get there.
I like. Usually, I've already been over the fact that much like I don't like happy endings, I don't really like the main character complex, the plot armor complex.
How do you feel about fuck you endings?
I mean, this. If we're gonna spoil it now, fine. I'll say it. This ending was perfect. Yeah. This ending was perfect, apart from one aspect that I'll discuss at the end. But so it's not the ending. It's just I don't like super happy endings. I don't like main characters with plot armor. I'm tired of Mary Sue's or Gary Sue's. You know, the main character.
Stews.
Yeah, I don't like those because I'm just tired of it. It's all you see in media nowadays. No one's creative. No one has backstories that have weaknesses. We're not going to get into it. But
that's a whole other can of worms.
Exactly. But when it comes to backstories and weaknesses, that's actually why I got deep into the story of Hogwarts Legacy. All the characters feel real, so that's where that is. But still, back on the topic, I just don't like it. Whereas with Snake, even though he has that and he totally has plot armor, and the whole movie you're like, how's Snake gonna get out of this one? Right, he can't get in a situation where you think he's gonna lose, right?
That's unbeatable.
The charm of his character is the fact. So
he's a video game protagonist.
Exactly.
That's just the way
Solid Snake.
Yeah, he is
he's big boss.
Yeah.
So it's like even though I don't normally like that, watching this movie and knowing that there's just no situation that Snake can get in.
I can't wait to see how
I can't wait to see what exactly. It's somehow they somehow transcend the plot armor main character complex boring. This dude's like, I cannot wait. Dude. How's he gonna get out of this one? What are they gonna do? Like
don't worry, he just got shot in the leg. It's okay.
Dude, it's just the leg.
He'll have his surfer shaka bra guy wrap up his leg and then just surf into the
with a muddy bandana. Can't wait
into the moonlight. That's all it's gonna be.
Dude, and like at one point, there's a scene where people are taking him somewhere and they've all got guns and one guy has a shotgun pointed at his back and we're all like, I wonder how he's gonna get out this one. They have a shotgun. He needs to be like 3 steps back with that shotgun. Right. He's giving him ammunition. Like
it's an advantage.
That's not what happens, but still, that's totally. He could just turn around and you know it.
Every gun pointed at him is like
this is the Snake,
right?
Mm-hmm. So you told me this whenever we watched, I think, Escape from New York. And for those of you listening at home, I think we did one of those. We did an episode on that one as well. I'll look it up later. But you said that
Solid Snake.
You said that Metal Gear Solid, or I guess Metal Gear in general, took heavy inspiration from.
As soon as it got into like Metal Gear Solid, that's when it started like showing similarities between itself and these films. And I love it.
I'll be honest, this one has a bit more Metal Gear to it than the last one. The last one was like, it basically, you could tell that this character was or I guess the other way around, that character was based on Snake in this case.
Oh yeah.
But in this one, there's a lot of other similarities too, where it's like the things that go on and like the way apart from them saying nanomachines every 5 minutes, it still was good. And the Colonel.
I'm trying to sneak around.
So again, you're right. I love it. This was great. One of the best movies I've seen in a while.
Do you want to try and guess?
Praise indeed.
You want to try and guess what number episode Escape from New York was?
Oh God.
What episode are we on now? That's the first question.
This episode that we are recording right now is 155.
Ah, man, I was gonna guess about 100 was Escape from New York, but now I'm gonna guess 85. Nah, not maybe 90. Okay, I'll do 85.
85? Okay.
We're doing hot or cold?
Ethan has locked in his answer.
Yeah, just guess.
I'm gonna say 60.
Well, you're going to go ahead and give it to Ethan. It was 88.
Really? Okay, I would have been closer. My second guess was, I hesitated. I was going to say 90.
Yeah.
But I was like, 85 is probably better. I don't want to go so.
What was 60?
That's a great.
I'm curious now.
That's a bit of a ways back.
Just to kind of give you guys some perspective, Chud was 84.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say 60 is kind of old. I wonder.
Let's see.
What was 60? What do you think 60 was?
Yeah. What do you think 60 was?
One.
Oh, man, it's a good one.
Really?
Yeah. Was I on it? That's the first question.
Let's see.
There's a chance. I haven't been on.
Could narrow it down a good bit.
Yeah.
It looks like you were on this one.
Okay, because I was like, especially lately, I haven't been around. I've been doing a lot.
You're right.
But doing the most these days. Happy to be back, by the way. Good podcast.
Number 60.
It has.
I don't have an idea. What?
It was the one just before Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh shit!
Just to kind of put things in perspective.
That does. It's on the tip of my tongue, but now
Pacific Rim.
No,
because I wasn't on that one.
Oh right.
Yeah, I don't know. I really thought I had something, but I lost it.
It was Crocodile Dundee.
Nah, I wouldn't have guessed it.
We called it Boomerang Headshot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the name of, I'm pretty sure you know this one, Dylan. The name of Escape from New York was Metropolitan Massacre.
Yes.
Anyways,
I gotta think of a name for this one too.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
So anyways, that was a little blast from the past.
But, okay.
So
now this was still the perfect movie because I told
almost 80 episodes later.
I told Dylan it took us long enough to get the sequel. It took us twice as many episodes to get the sequel.
It took me long enough to find it.
Yeah, good point. I told Dylan before we watched the movie, before the episode, I told him that while at the station, I managed to watch the better part of a different movie. And all I'm going to say is I'm very happy you picked this movie for us to watch because I have thoroughly gotten my dose of gruff, not very man of many words protagonist.
He's had an awakening, you see.
And I think I have a new personality. I gotta buy some more leather jackets, man.
I'm telling you,
dude. Honestly, so
now you see what I've been on for the past like
5 years. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I watched the 2012 film Dread.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Again, I didn't watch all of it, and there was ad breaks because it was on TV. I was just at the station. I was reading, but it managed to. And I love this part about whenever I'm at work and I get to watch movies, is I never click the guide button, so I don't know what I'm watching. I see. And I literally just rate if I think it's good so far or not. Damn. And I have seen some shitty movies. Oh, God. But I was watching this and I was reading a book, and every time it would come back on, it would distract me, and I got captivated enough that now I only read on ad breaks, and they would come back on, and I'd have to stop. I'm curious. Right. And I was like,
piqued your interest.
At the very least, it's got me here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hooked you.
And as we're going through it, I gotta admit, that was a very good movie.
He is the law.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very.
I know nothing about it, so don't spoil.
Okay, I won't spoil anything. Just, I guess now I can't spoil because I was going to talk about the ending.
I think I know. I know generally what it is. I know that Dredd or Judge Dredd. It's like a police officer or some sort of like law enforcement. It's really good. The judges are like, it's another post-apocalyptic thing. And Judge Dredd doesn't talk much. At one point, the chick he's with is like, this guy I just thought about taking your gun, and the guy said, yeah, and then she said, oh, he changed his mind. And then Judge Dredd said, yeah. And I just love that. I was like, oh, man, that's so good. That's great. But I missed, probably a good 30, 40 minutes at the beginning because I just looked up and it was on this channel. And I started watching whatever it was. So I don't actually really know how we get to that point. Well, speaking of ladies and honeys in this film, he has a love interest, and the first subversion.
Honestly,
the first subversion in this film is the one that got me the most. Yeah. We get introduced to this girl, and like in most action movies in this time period in history, it kind of feels like, okay, we're gonna like establish this character a little more.
Smash.
We're gonna learn some more. She's kind of like she's kind of falling for him. They're gonna smash. No, okay. Is it like
prime example of someone raising their death flag?
Yeah. Right, but like just whenever we get like enough backstory on her for it to feel like, okay, we should be feeling some emotional connection.
You don't even fully get attached to her character yet. Right. You're like, wow, okay, like she's gonna help us along.
Oh wow, like I'm not gonna say I was hooked, but like I was starting to get attached in a way. I was like, okay, she seems sweet. And
I wrote down in my notes before we finish this. I wrote down in my notes the line, "By God, they're real."
Oh God.
Oh yeah, fucking Bruce Campbell.
I love that. He shows up and he just
Williams
grabs the hips, grabs the waist, grabs the tits. By God, they're real. My favorite line.
Oh man.
Okay, back to yours.
Anyways, so I mean, right as we get like pseudo attached to this lady, I mean, a bunch of like what I can only surmise is 10-year-old kids
teenagers
jump out of a hot rod and then just start gunning down with Uzis. Just
freaking
laying.
Short Round hops out and he looks just like Short Round and he just guns it down with an Uzi. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, why is it? Come on, Dr. Joe, just shooting these people down.
And like, he ends up shooting the girl. Like that's how it starts off.
She takes a bullet to the chest.
Just one, the first shot before they start laying like spraying lead everywhere.
Or it's just like, wow,
just one shot and she's dead. And you're like, oh shit, like we're we haven't got started yet.
and the movie is very kind of subversive. You never know what's going to come next. A hallmark of a good movie. I like it when there's that mental flashbang.
Except for the fact that Snake's always going to be around.
Yeah, but again,
he's the one constant, but at the same time, you never know what
I guess
he's
you're right
do.
in that there isn't waves with his character. I guess you're right, but in that case, that's what you expect from the movie. But I mean, like everything else that happens,
you're right,
is new. And
but what I'm saying that in like the perspective of like he feels like a video game protagonist.
Yeah,
as in like you're moving with him through the story, like.
And you get a game over screen, you restart. That's it.
Well, yeah, I never once thought for a second like,
this is just a no-death speed run.
I never once
100% actually. That's what this is.
Never once thought like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to Snake? I was like, okay, we're just going to keep moving through this.
I wonder how he's going to
figure something out.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying is like it never feels like
chapter 2 of the quest.
You never feel like you know what's going to happen next. But, I mean, again, you know that it's going to involve Snake. So it's never what's going to happen to Snake. It's always how is he going to get out of this one. And I like that you still, even when you think you know, you're like, you don't know. Right? He's finally got the box and he takes a bullet in the leg because of the earthquakes. So I love the Deus Ex Machina earthquakes. They're hilarious to me.
Deus Ex Aftershock.
Dude, I like it. Even though, again, I usually don't like that stuff, the way they're done in this movie is just funny to me. It just works, you know? And so, like, even though you know kind of where it's going and you know that he's going to end up making it out, even toward the very end, whenever the whole big virus thing, I guess spoilers, the whole big virus thing turns out to be a sham, right? Platoxin 7, Platoxin 7 ends up not
spicy flu.
Yeah, ends up being spicy flu. So, Snake. Even at the very end, like, you never really know what's going to happen next, but you get to follow Snake, and it does a really good job with that. But the first and only, like, big one that you, like, even for someone who knew they couldn't tell what was coming next, was still like, wow, I had to even think to myself, like, didn't see that one coming. It takes a bullet to the chest.
Yeah.
You're like, I thought she was going to stick around for a bit longer than that. Like, I wouldn't take it from the movie for her to die. Like, I would have expected that. Anything can happen in these movies.
Save that one in the chamber.
Yeah, I was going to think maybe another 5 minutes. Damn. Like,
yeah, right.
She barely made it 4. Like,
I thought we were going to at least get to like a fight sequence where he
literally met her, got trapped with her, saved her, and before they moved on from that moment, after whenever he was getting away, she died. But she didn't even get the next scene after that.
The part why it's like it's built up so well is like not only is she like expositing all this like good like backstory for her and like really getting you kind of emotionally involved. The music is just right, so it's kind of like it's slow, it's quiet outside. It's finally a chance for them to catch their breath. So like the tone feels right.
She literally just said these people are new and not a threat.
Right, just like
so
how
she's like,
I was
just like that whenever I was here. And you're like, oh, cool, they're not a threat. So they're all cool. And then like,
and it's like, wow.
And there she goes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a few more things like that in the film that kind of subvert you in a way.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What a fun ride this whole film was.
They only took one other note because the rest of it, I was just it was the whole thing was good. The only other note that I took, you already know what I did probably. It's whenever he throws the can in the air, and even though you said what he said, and I knew he was going to say it afterward, it was still there's just enough time where it's like he throws the can in the air, and he says when the can hits the ground, we're all going to draw. So then he throws the can in the air, draws his guns, and just guns everybody down, and then it just waits for a second, and there's just a picture of his face. It just waits, and you see the can fall down next to him, and it's ping, ping, and he says, draw. Already all dead.
It's perfect.
But he says it in the, I should have had a cigar in my mouth kind of thing. Yeah, the draw.
So good.
And then it just moves on. And I was like,
I love how he can never hold on to anything.
Yeah, he lost his good gun with 500 rounds immediately.
Snake Butterfingers Pliskin.
Not only did he lose his rifle, in the first
jacket in the first 20 minutes.
Bro, he lost the jacket with all his goodies in it, and then
actually,
that,
I'll say I think it might have been within his first hour and a half in actually of his timer of his clock.
And then not only that, he lost both of his pistols and never got them back.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
throughout the entire film.
That was a little bit less shocking because at that point he got captured and lost them.
Mm-hmm.
But the gun, he could have turned around and gotten the gun. But he was just like, F it.
Right.
Yeah.
But luckily he got his jacket back at the end, and that was good.
I love that at the beginning of the film, after they caught him, he's just been fucking around for the past few years, slinging guns for money.
He just doesn't care. Yeah,
I love it. What are you gonna do about it?
Right. I like as well that the way he used his little like one-shot dart stuns him for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The fact that he used it pretty early, but I knew from the moment they gave him a mouth dart that can stun someone, I knew that there
projectile.
was literally, unless he missed, which I would be pissed if he missed, there was literally no poor usage of this dart.
Oh, right.
It doesn't matter what he does. If he just does as a big FU to one guy's being an asshole and stuns him and then just like decks him in the face and walks away, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
No bad use unless he misses. And they wouldn't make him miss because it's too good. There's too much ammunition.
The sequence at the top, like at the top of the film, whenever he's like getting all of his equipment and stuff,
weapons
and getting all this stuff, it feels like a spy movie when they're like, and this is your remote controlled watch that works as
that
a
is
remote.
also a lighter.
It's worth mentioning they also do another thing very well.
This pin, it's not a pin, it's a laser.
Yeah,
it's like that kind of stuff.
They do it very well of the don't put a gun in a scene unless you're going to fire it. Everything on that table, I mean, even though I've already spoiled enough of it, if you stop here and watch the movie, just know everything on that table will be used in the film, and I love that. My favorite payoff is the matches for sure, right?
Oh yeah,
I thought he was going to use them to like set up a fire, like cook something randomly.
I mean, he blew up the car with it.
Yeah, I mean he did, but like I guess in that case the payoff happened earlier because he did blow up the car with it. I thought his only payoff was whenever he lights a cigarette at the end. I thought that was the only time he used the matches.
Anybody got a smoke?
Yeah, he asked like 4 times for a smoke and never gets it because it's a smokeless nation. He's like, land of the free. Oh man, so. But like everything he uses by the end, and I think that's fantastic because they give him all this stuff, and you're like, I legitimately thought again another kind of good subversion was like I literally thought like they're gonna give him all this and he's gonna lose all of it. Like he's not gonna be able to use any of this.
He's gonna get Metroided
except for the mouth dart. Like he's probably gonna use that, but like he's probably gonna lose the guns. This hologram thing's neat. I don't think he's gonna use it.
It's Samus,
right? Idiot. Exactly. It's Samus nerd. And I was like, he's probably gonna lose half the guns too.
I'm not even kidding you. The second they started talking about they kind of hyped it up a little bit. The whole projection thing. It could be projected up to like 64 miles away or whatever or something.
Only got 8 minutes, only one use. Yeah.
And I was like, and they kind of like really hyped it up, like only use it whenever like you really can.
Yeah.
And then I just knew I was like I was holding out hope that like that was gonna have a big payoff. That was gonna be the ace up his sleeve, and boy did it.
I'll be honest with that one. And the main reason that I forgot, which I guess they were hoping that fans would forget.
Right.
The main reason I forgot was because he lost his jacket.
It was in the jacket.
And it was in the jacket. And though he got his jacket back, it's that moment where they took the jacket away long enough that I kind of forgot what was in it.
It just kind of felt like it looked cool.
And exactly. So when he got it back, he was like, my jacket back, asshole. I was like, he just lost the jacket back because he got attached to the snake fit. I'm cool with that. I did too. But
that's then a badass coat.
Exactly. I was like, I wish I had that. I need that.
Right.
So like, whenever he used that, I was waiting and I was like, that's a good point. He used the hologram, didn't he? But I didn't realize until the actual scene where the payoff happened. So I was happy because, again, though that was me just enjoying the film and not really thinking too much, I guess.
Right.
I still feel like if you were watching the film and trying to kind of analyze it, there's a chance that you might have, because the jacket was gone for so long, forgotten like I did. And I
actually was kind of excited whenever I think I realized that you didn't know, because like I said, I was sitting there whenever he got the jacket, I was like, I think he got his stuff back, and this is gonna be the.
I didn't realize until like right before they fired,
and that's okay. So whenever you were talking about it, you were like, what is he gonna do now? And I was like. I was like, yes.
Yeah, because I was like, I said something on the lines of like, again, I wonder how he's gonna get out of this one. Right? He gonna get I wonder what his plan is this time. And then like they fired, and of course the scene is all of them firing, but you don't see Snake. And I was like, oh, he still has his hologram. As they're firing, I'm like,
and then he just
this dude's straight up not even here.
Everything,
and then dude, honestly, just slaps his dick on the table. Right. Like, honestly, and he.
Where's my fucking smoke?
Right, yeah, and he's like, that's whenever he's asking for. I said before that he asks for the shot, and they're like, ha, it was a fake virus anyway, and then I like as well that whenever they kept saying like, ha, you're not like you used to be, you're not as good, and they all miss. He's like. Yeah, I'm not as good as you used to be, guys.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, like just that was a good line too. I mean, after that, whenever he turns it around on them, he's like, "Looks like I still got something up my sleeve," or something along those lines. Right, it was great. But
so good.
Now that we're on the ending, the thing that was iffy for me is, even though the ending is perfect in every way, the way it's set up, like they're still gonna kill the president's daughter, and he didn't go through much effort to save her. So I know that like his character didn't really care. It was a kill her.
Just gonna fucking kill her.
I mean, she kind of dragged herself along.
Exactly. Like he didn't really care, and he was gonna leave, but she hopped in, and then she had some payoff because she was like, "Oh, like yeah, he does have the fake one. I saw you do it," and she grabs the real one.
Dude.
So she does have a bit of a helpful arc there, and
Back
like
to the stars, Eddie.
yeah, and so like I liked all that, but at the same time, like he did. Again, it was more fleeting, like, get out now, go, like, I'm saving you, but that's it. Like, this is it. I'm not doing anything else for you. Still, it feels
what
like...
What about that double fake out?
Yeah, that was a good one.
He did the same thing in Escape from New York, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, they're like,
out,
you're getting
rusty there.
No, I think he said you're getting predictable, Snake. And he's like, maybe I am.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
He was like, yeah, I do remember that line, yeah. And so in this one...
He did double fake out.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, I call it the double cross is what I call it. Yeah. But yeah, so he like I didn't think that he necessarily cared enough to save her, but still at the end of the movie, it was like all this happened. Is he not gonna save the president's daughter? Like she's still gonna get shot or something.
I don't. To be honest, I never really cared about her. I was like,
and it's clear that his character didn't either. So the ending is not. My rating of it being a perfect ending is not affected by that. That said, he enters the world code and turns the entire world off.
There's
electricity
a satellite
no longer
EMP
exists.
system called the Sword of Damocles.
Which, by the way, good name.
What
a great name.
That's a solid name. I like that.
It's able to pinpoint target areas and just disable everything.
Yeah. Or you can turn all of them on and disable the world. And so
for some reason,
the
it
world
just has that option.
I mean, why would you not put a self-destruct button on your machine? You know,
it really is like Metal Gear.
Yeah, 100%.
Otacon designed Metal Gear Rex with like a fatal flaw. Really? Like it's the fucking Death Star. And
well, I guess you kind of have to, because otherwise, if something goes rampant, you have to be able to stop it.
Yeah, but he kept it secret. It's like, okay, I wasn't supposed to tell anybody this, but whenever I had developed Rex, I put in this little
I might have given it an Achilles heel.
You just kick it in its nuts and it falls down.
Yeah, right.
In case anything.
Turns out,
you see
I
that
thought it was poetic.
Laser that it's got? Right. It has a little crotch laser. You just give it one swift kick and it'll completely disable the entire machine.
I thought it would be poetic if I made its heel its weak point and just shoot it in the ankle. Turns out that's how he killed it.
Such a fucking dumbass.
Right? Like, just shoot it in the ankle and the whole thing blows up.
Right.
Honestly. So... yeah, so he puts in 666, the world code, turns the whole world off, and then lights a cigarette, and while he's smoking a cigarette, the movie ends.
Yep.
And I gotta be honest, I was still like, what the president's daughter?
With the matches.
She's still gonna get... with the matches, yeah, that's the key. Good old-fashioned matches, never know you're gonna need them. Right. Even though I was still like, what the president's daughter? Again, the movie sets the whole thing up that you don't really care. Mm-hmm. So he was still the good guy. He still saved her.
Yeah.
And I mean, she still probably got shot or something, but who cares, right? He's still sitting there like, Stone Age bitches, and that's it. And honestly, I love that shit. I eat that shit up. That is the best ending to a movie ever.
That double cross gives me that same feeling of whenever you try and brain your way through rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
It's like, so wait a second.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the helicopter, and I'm going to put this device in her pocket. I'm going to put the fake one in there because I'm going to have the real one in my hand.
But they're going to think that I would put the real one in her pocket.
So whenever they search her, they're going to grab that one.
Pretty good job of reading all my tricks.
But then not only that, I'm also going to have this hologram. So even if they do, I'll have the real one.
So
it's like, bruh, I don't even know how you...
I asked you this, but that the hologram part of that feels like this thing I read somewhere on it was a meme somewhere where basically the guy was like, "All right, you're locked in a room with an exact clone of yourself."
Yeah.
All right, so Ian, you're locked in a room with the exact clone of yourself. Same thoughts, same everything, and only one of you can leave there alive. How are you getting out? Right? How do you fight yourself if it's you? So. One guy was making a joke. They're like, oh, rock, paper, scissors. But I don't try and think about it. I just random that shit because the other me would probably try and think about it. And that's what I'm hoping on. So it's 50-50. Either I get killed or I don't, but it's better odds than the other idea I've got. And the other person, the top comment on that post was rock, paper, scissors. Because I know that homie thinks I'm going to pick rock. So then I'm going to pick paper. But he knows that. So he's going to pick something else. And then I left hook him right there. I start to fight off with an edge. And that's the hologram feels like, where he's like, they're gonna pick rock, so I'm gonna pick paper, and then I'm gonna bring a gun, and I'm gonna be the hologram and turn the world off. I just love that he not only puts them in checkmate with that, but then also
rock, paper, or scissors, but a secret fourth thing.
Gun,
gun,
dynamite,
lead.
Oh man.
In terms of combat, I think Rock is the best.
Yeah, I found this one too. The new rock, paper, scissors. Canine bites cow. Deputy tases canine. Cow kicks deputy. It's a news article.
Oh my god!
I saw that one the other day.
Nuts, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I loved so many aspects of this film. It was just such a vibe. It feels so.
dude, honestly.
God,
10 out of 10
Snake's speedball skills.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second then, because all I'm going to say is 10 out of 10 would drink significantly more whiskey and watch again. 100%. Oh, yeah. That would be 100%. Nice. If this was on, I would leave it on.
Did you know that the FX team that was hired for the film had very little experience with CGI?
I gotta be honest.
I never would have guessed.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I can't really dig the movie for it because I didn't really know when it came out. Yeah. But I was watching it and I was like, oh yeah, I love the look of that. That looks like somebody did that in Windows Movie Maker.
Dude, it says if there's one thing that immediately sets apart the 90s sci-fi films from the 80s sci-fi films is the presence of CGI.
Yeah.
Early forms of CGI can be found in some 80s movies like Tron and Last Starfighter, but it wasn't until the 90s in the wake of The Abyss and Terminator 2 where special effects format really took off. It was, but it said unfortunately, they seemed very excited to do CGI, the state of the art stuff at the time. It looks extremely dated today because it just wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, but it still isn't bad. Like that first scene of the earthquake in Los Angeles was not bad. It just was dated for sure. And the rest of it was kind of bad. I'll be honest. The rest was kind of mid at best.
It just felt a little out of place in the world, some of it. But the one that I thought
was so well practically done.
You're right.
When you put the CGI in, you're like, you could tell that one's CGI.
Right. But that wasn't bad. The one scene that I looked at and I was like, oh, that's kind of hard. Was the surfing scene.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say the helicopter blades coming out.
I mean, that would no, but even then, like that is
that one I was going to say wonky, when you said when the helicopter blade came out, you said, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Did you not see them go in the first place?"
No, I
saw them go in, and I was like, "Okay, all right, cool. It's that kind of party." Got it.
I didn't see them go in, but
when they came out, you were like,
"I was like,
really?
oh, bro, yeah."
I gotta be honest.
Door opened up, and all the
good point. The surfing scene is a bit rough around the edges, but I was so busy enjoying what's happening that I paid zero attention to him. That said, I will admit this is one time that the movie did kind of give it to you. You know that he is going to grab onto that guy's car.
Oh yeah.
You know he's going to catch Steve Buscemi in the scene, but you're still reveling in it. Right? So it's like the wave's getting big and the surfer dude's like, this is the big one. And you're like, and when it gets high enough and he's catching up, you're like, oh, he's going to grab onto the car for sure. Like, that's happening, but it was still worth it when he finally did.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, man.
Cannot be beat.
Yeah.
Here's a little fun fact. It says a scene from the movie was played in court when a stuntman was on trial for murder.
What?
How do we get from his stuntman case to his murder case? What was the?
It was saying that a scene from the movie.
I get what I'm saying is that like why was it played? Like
it says a year after Escape from L.A. hit the screens, a stuntman who worked on the film went on trial for murder. He was arrested and was charged with murder of his brother. The court heard that he had committed credit card fraud underneath his brother's name, and that his brother had subsequently threatened to inform the police. Footage from Escape from L.A. was shown in the courtroom to help an eyewitness identify.
Oh, okay, that's what I was wondering.
I was like, stuntman.
I was like, why? I was wondering if he did something as a stuntman that they were like, see, he can do this. He's more than capable of jumping from a building because he did it once. I was wondering how
totally killed his brother using a hang glider and an MP5.
Dude, honestly,
it says that
and hang glider and hand grenades. Where does he come? Where is he getting him from? His ass. I don't know.
The conclusion. The conclusion says that this proved enough for the witness to effectively placed the stuntman at the scene of the crime, and he ultimately was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment.
Dude, honestly, the fact that
escape from prison,
someone on the payroll for this film was imprisoned only a year after, is more reasons why I like this film.
It's just crazy.
You'd think the opposite. No, even better. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my god, dude.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Carpenter wanted to shoot in Disneyland, but was denied access.
Oh no!
What did he want to do in Disneyland?
Well, because Disneyland's in California.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
where he was going to film the
shoot
scenes with Happy Kingdom by the
Okay,
Sea.
no, I was like, what would he want to shoot in
some
Disneyland?
access. Some scenes in Escape from LA take place in what once was a theme park. Originally, the filmmaker had hoped that those scenes were located and inspired them by Disneyland.
That's why Happy Land.
However, Disney would not give the filmmaker access to shoot
shocker,
or
right?
permission to use the name in any way.
Yeah, that's why Happy Land is used instead
Exactly.
or whatever. Happy Kingdom Land or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it's called
Oh,
Happy
man.
Kingdom.
That was it, yeah.
Clearly a play on the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, 100%. However he first said Happy Kingdom, I was like, that was supposed to be something else. The way he said it, I was like, yeah, that doesn't fit as well. Oh man, but yeah. So
That's so funny.
I managed to watch again. I don't really know much about his character, but I managed to watch Dredd, and that was just really good. Judge Dredd's a great character, but it was also similar to this.
Of the two film versions of Dredd. On one hand, you have the actor that played him in the 2012 film. He's very reserved.
That was the guy who played Billy Butcher, by the way.
Yeah.
Billy Butcher played Dredd in 2012, yeah.
Damn.
Forgot his name, but yeah, that guy.
But yeah, and then there's the Sylvester Stallone Dredd from the.
Is that not as good?
it's the best.
It's funny, but like.
It's the best.
Okay, because I'll be honest, in the movie, it was still a bit like obvious. Like it was still kind of try-hardy, but like. Again, just like with this, it wasn't a matter of if Judge Dredd was going to make it out alive. It was a matter of how he was going to do it.
The polar opposite of that 2012 film.
Really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It's ridiculous.
Wait, when did the Stallone come out?
I don't remember the
I don't
year.
know. 2012's movie is Dredd. The other one I think is called like Judge Dredd or something, and it's Dredd. And so 2012 Dredd is
95.
95's Dredd is different. Yeah.
Yeah, Stallone was in Judge Dredd.
That's why I wasn't sure, but yeah, I watched the 2012 version. And I liked it because, again, he had that, like, he's going to make it out. It had the same thing as this, where it's like, he's going to make it out. Like, it's the Judge Dredd. I've never I know nothing about his character, but I've still heard the name when talking about, like, badass cops and, like, in reference to things like The Punisher. I've heard of Judge Dredd. Right, yeah, exactly. I've heard of things like Judge Dredd, and I like the way that he would, like, read them off their rights and then shoot them in the head. I like the fact
Judge, jury, and
executioner. I like the fact that that's what they do at that point. Like, I thought it was just so much fun to watch. It was fantastic.
A courthouse?
He is the courthouse. Bang, bang, bang. I like the fact that he would talk to his gun, and at one point he has no ammunition, so he's hiding behind a wall, and he's like, high velocity, and it's like, no ammo. Yeah. And then he's like, he says another one, and it's like, no ammo. He's like, he hits like the end of him, and he's like, he says, like, oh yeah, armor piercing, no ammo. And he, like, looks down and he says EX, and it says EX, and it starts in, and because if it does that, then it's got ammo, right? You talk to your gun. It says EX, and it beeps, and he turns around and just shoots, and it blows up and kills the guy. He says EX, and shoots a guy and blows that off. And I was like, holy shit. And then he goes around the edge, and the other guy's like, you've got no more ammo. And then he, like, gets shot. And so he's, like, standing there, like, holding his hip. And the guy is like, any last words? And he says, wait. And the guy's like, wow, the Judge Dredd said, wait, I thought you'd have more, starts roasting him. I thought you'd have more balls than that. And then his partner just guns this dude down. And he's like, I meant wait for that. I meant wait for her to shoot you. And the dude falls over and he gets up. Yeah. I was like, oh man, it was so good. It was the same
Listen to
as
this one. It says, a planned third film actually became Ghosts of Mars.
Oh my god, I forgot about Ghosts of Mars with fucking Ice Cube.
Yes, Ice Cube is in this film called Ghosts of Mars. And initially, there had been plans for a third Snake Plissken movie entitled Escape from Mars.
Yes, we talked about that on the first episode.
We did.
You mentioned that.
Oh my god.
As conceived, this film would have taken Kurt Russell's anti-hero out of the world and onto the Red Planet. However, Escape from LA flopped hard. With both audiences and critics, this idea was scrapped. And instead, the script was reworked and ultimately became the 2001 film Ghosts of Mars.
We have to watch Ghosts of Mars.
I need to watch Ghosts of Mars. I'm so mad that because it flopped, that didn't happen. Because this movie is bad. This is an absolute banger. I'm so mad right now.
Ice Cube's character trash-talking anti-hero Desolation Williams effectively takes place of Snake Plissken.
I hate that there's a 54. This is Escape from LA. 54 on Metacritic, 53 on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.7 on IMDb, but 75% like this movie, and I really thought that it would be higher than 75%. It's such a good movie.
It is.
It is dated, but like, oh man, it's just. I'm actually surprised by the numbers we have here.
It actually says that After Ghosts of Mars was also a critical and commercial failure, and Carpenter. It said that Carpenter went into like a semi-retirement afterwards, which is kind of sad.
I'm really because this one might be good too. It has the same thing. Actually, it's worse. I'll be honest.
I'll be honest. Ghosts of Mars
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, well, right here it says John Carpenter still thinks it's better than Escape from New York.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Escape from LA. He thinks it's better.
I think it is. I think that it takes what Escape from New York did and expands on it in a really good way.
Yeah.
I don't think that Escape from New York was bad. I think it was a very, very good movie.
Oh yeah, you all got to start somewhere.
It's just I think it was a very, very good movie, but I think this takes it and it really just feels cleaner. There was a lot of things that I was like, I don't know, that I wasn't as big of a fan about in that one, but the character, maybe just because he's already established. I don't know. But something about the character in this one, it works. It hits the spot more. I like it better.
Yeah.
That said, Ghosts of Mars has a 2.4 on Letterboxd.
You can say it, Escape from Mars.
Escape from Mars. Has a 2.4 on Letterboxd, a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 4.9 on IMDb, but still 75% like this movie. Now, I'll be honest with those numbers and what you said, I might not like it as much.
It's
but
okay. It'll be
apparently
a fun time,
it is ruthless, volatile, and futuristic.
Yeah.
And I have to watch it eventually. I don't know if I like it as much. Desolation Williams.
It says that
looking at the cast alone, I really don't think I like this. looking at this picture right here, I gotta be honest, I don't think it's gonna hit the spot for me.
It said Kurt Russell wore a see-through eye patch to avoid headaches during this movie.
Oh, nice.
Wow, he couldn't even wear a real eye patch. Sorry.
I mean, it'd probably be bad for his eyesight to do that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll make it.
Steve Buscemi only took his role in this film to fund his first film as a director.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
That's funny.
Buscemi followed this role
I'm really surprised
in such acclaimed film as Fargo and Tarantino's second film, Pulp Fiction.
I'm actually a little surprised. I mean, I don't know why. It looked like a normal eye patch. I'm a little surprised it was see-through. I wouldn't have guessed that. But it does make sense. I don't know.
Most of the shots you see it in are dark. It may just be that...
Yeah, I mean, there might be really no functional difference between one that's see-through and one's not. You know,
right?
Like there might be a huge difference between the two. So like,
it also said that Carpenter and Russell rejected the original script for being quote too campy.
I'll be honest, I'm happy that they did because I don't see how you could even make this campy.
I don't even
like
know.
this is
any more than it is already.
Well,
yeah,
I was thinking that like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess a good point.
Camp. There's a little cheese in there.
Whenever I think about like other movies, maybe I'm thinking of the definition wrong. Whenever I think of other movies that I would consider like campy, I don't know. This one doesn't really do like. Whenever I consider like a campy movie, like a Princess Bride, that's a pretty campy movie to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whenever I think of that, and this, I'm like, this is kind of like a man's movie. I don't know. I don't really get that.
That's
so
fair.
I'm happy that they got rid of their script because like if that was what that was, I don't think it would have fit the narrative really. Like this worked, but again,
one of my favorite bits is whenever Snake is about to get into the one-man submersible. Mm-hmm. He's like, so who's giving me the antidote?
Oh, yeah, that's a good scene.
It's like, either you two, and they're like, nope. And he's like, good. And he just
tries to gun them down.
The first magazine.
I'm a little bit sad it didn't work, but also like, oh, man, that was so good. I love that scene.
It says that rather than seeing L.A. as a repurposed, rather than seeing L.A. repurposed as a prison in line with the original, the script that was originally written up made L.A. to be an oversized lunatic asylum, and that the sequel script had hinged on a climactic revelation that the Snake Plissken seen in the previous film was really a clone. What? Carpenter's dissatisfaction with the script also derailed Escape from L.A., although... Until
literally just Metal Gear.
Yeah, right. Until Russell
I guess
suggested...
you're a good point. Yeah, clones are a good point.
They tried writing it themselves. So between Russell Crowe, the guy who played Snake, and of course the director, they rewrote the script.
To put fucking Les Enfants to in this fucking bitch.
I'll be honest though, like I feel like again, it's comparing them, even though that is basically just Metal Gear,
dude.
This one's execution, I feel like it would have worked because that I wouldn't have liked it as much if that was what ended up being a clone and all. I mean, it would have been more Metal Gear, so I would have laughed at that.
Yeah,
but I think I would have liked it because I think a good part of this movie is the fact that this is just the same character, but more time has passed and he's still just the same guy. He looks the same, he acts the same, he's just like the same guy. Wine. Yeah, I think it's a huge part of this movie where it's like it's the same guy. And the government
aged like a canned good.
Aged like a good old-fashioned whiskey next to a bunch of cigars and guns. Yeah. America and bitches. No,
dude, it says that they couldn't shoot some of the action scenes through the night because nearby residents were complaining of the noise.
Honestly, get over yourselves.
Was that... Oh my God, was that shot whenever he's riding with Eddie in his fucking Cadillac?
Oh, bro.
Just After the pause in the conversation, there's a dude in the background who just goes, "Shut up down there."
Wait, yeah, I forgot about that.
Was that a real person?
Probably.
Because that was really good. But when did that person say it? Because, man, that was funny.
So fucking funny.
When did he say it? Something happened, and they were like shouting.
It was after he had escaped from the...
Yeah, it was whenever he had gotten out of imprisonment from the basketball thing.
Right.
No.
That was before.
When
did he get away?
I'm impressed.
Oh.
Kurt Russell shot all those hoops for real.
Damn straight.
The
full court one.
One of the most outlandish moments in the movie.
It's also one of the best.
Already filled with outlandish things. I.e. surfing, hang gliding, and etc.
And grenades.
Come when Kurt Russell, also known as Snake Plissken, is forced to play basketball to the death. Plissken,
when you put it that way,
Plissken is informed that he doesn't, that if he doesn't shoot the requisite amount of hoops,
points,
in the allotted time, he'll be shot. He'll be shot and killed. As ridiculous as an idea. As that idea may seem, Kurt Russell took the challenge of the scene very seriously.
He was like, "Oh shit!"
When editing,
I've been waiting years for this.
While editing is, of course, involved, and Russell didn't literally shoot all those hoops one after another.
Okay, cool.
There is no trickery involved. The actor literally made all those shots himself, so there's no touch up. This includes
resurrection.
This includes the full court shot.
This includes the especially eye-opening final shot of the sequence from one end of the court to the other.
It didn't look fake, so that's I mean, it looked pretty real. It was nothing but net too. Good shot, Kurt. Good shot.
By all accounts, any time Russell had free in the run-up to shooting the sequence, he spent practicing on the basketball court.
Mainly the full court shot, I would hope.
Yeah, right.
Amazing.
With that level of skill,
truly
it's not too
an
surprising
actor.
That Russell, in fact, once played sports professionally. Although in real life, his game was baseball, not basketball.
Wow,
I gotta be. Actually, I like that a lot. But okay, when did that guy say "shut up, Dad"? Because I need to know now. I need to see if that was a real person or not. Let me look it up.
I don't know.
Because now that I know that people are telling him to shut up, I need to know.
Oh my gosh. Russell Crowe himself says that the film is, quote, just a guy who wants a cigarette, end quote.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Mm-hmm. Escape from L.A. is quite close in spirit to Sylvester Stallone's Demolition Man in the ways that it envisions the future.
Mm-hmm.
Both films see the political correctness of health consequences in the early 90s taken to an extreme, as outlined in the opening moments of Escape from LA's trailer.
Yeah.
This dystopian future sees literally anything that could be potentially hazardous.
Moral crime, they call it.
To health made illegal. That's crazy.
Amazing.
Who had not long since quit smoking whenever he made the movie. Russell Crowe declared it's just about a guy who wants to have a cigarette. Mm-hmm. At the end of the movie, he just wants you to get out of his face.
Yeah, no, 100%. I also
how nice, dude.
I also like that the the surfer guy high fives. But also,
while on the board.
I'll be honest. Let me just say, not only does he do it, but also of all the times that Snake doesn't do it, he's like, yeah, this is a good time to get a high five.
He's just like, okay, yeah, sure.
His character, it feels like he would never take it. Like, this is the guy who, if someone holds up their hand for a high five, he's gonna look at you like you're a dumbass and walk past.
Right.
But that guy holds up his hand for a high five, and he's like, hell right. And it feels right. Like,
that was probably his first and only high five.
Yeah, you have to earn that shit, and that character did. Oh man!
If ever there was an
climbs out of the sewers, he's the only friendly face he's seen since he came to the island. So I figure he's gonna give him some leeway.
There's a few characters that may play up like they don't have a side, or they kind of play for both sides. Man, that surfer guy really is just doing his own thing.
He's he just likes the good waves, bro.
He's good vibes, the straight up neutral character in this entire film.
Oh yeah.
At no point do you ever question his
big fan of Snake.
His loyalties at all.
Yeah.
He's just like, brah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, man. Don't. I think he's like,
right on. That means good or something like that. Yeah.
I think he's like, he tells him how to ride the wave, and he's like, and don't mess this one up, because if you do, we may not get another one. Don't screw this up for me. And it's like, whoa, okay. Yeah. This man's taking it seriously.
He's been waiting his whole life.
The waves are what he wants.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
I couldn't find the scene, but I do remember that, and I thought that was so funny when that guy's like, shut up, man.
That's
like,
crazy.
They're being loud or something. Oh, man. Yep. That was fantastic.
Well, now that we got you back on the show, Ethan, we haven't done this in a while because this was kind of like your routine you used to do.
Oh, yeah. Describe in 3 words.
Yeah, would you describe in 3 words?
Yeah, I hadn't been around. In fact, last time I was on, I did forget to do it as well. No, we didn't talk about movie last time I was on. Never mind. That's why.
Right.
Last time was just
3-year anniversary.
Spectacular. Snake. I'd pick one word. It's just Snake.
Oh, okay.
It's Snake saying the word Snake, though. It's in his voice.
Snake, Colonel, nanomachines.
Mine would be... I was gonna say Colonel, but if it's hyphenated and nanomachines is one word, then I'll say Colonel nanomachines.
I love it.
But no, I would probably be like it's tough to say. I mean, because that's still 4 words. If you count as a word, that's still 4. I was gonna say Snake wants to smoke, but that doesn't work. Oh man. All right. I don't really know from there. All right, Dylan, 3 words.
So. My first one.
Snake's righteous wave. Okay.
No, my first one was gonna be shred this gnar.
Oh man, that's a good one too. That's a good one.
My second one is Metal Gear Damocles.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a good one,
dude. Honestly, the Sword of Damocles. What a good name for that weapon. Even though I think they could pick a different weapon for it, but it's still a good name for that weapon as well. That's definitely a good name.
I was gonna say hang gliding grenade fairy.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah. There's just so many options.
I know there's so much to do. Yeah,
right.
Psychopathic daughter killer.
The COVID deepfake.
Hey, wait, deepfake's one word.
Oh, really? Oh, in that case, I'll just pick.
How about evangelistic ethno-state?
Oh man. If I have 4 words, I would say "Land of the Free," because he says that in the movie. That's a good one.
Yeah, wow.
Oh man,
what a good.
That's more than 4 words. 5. Oops.
Yeah. What was the other thing you used to do?
What? Oh, I mean,
you say describe
character.
Who's your favorite character?
That's another big one. Yeah. That one's kind of hard to say because there's really only one big character. The rest of them kind of die. Right. I gotta be honest, but this is a movie where you kind of only have the protagonist. There are other characters that are good. Like I kind of like Steve Buscemi's character, even though he's also a neutral guy where he's just trying to not die. So he's on whoever's side because he's trying to not die. So he literally swaps sides 4 times in this movie. Not just between 2 sides though. He picks Hershey's side at one point and the whole night.
I kind of wish that the death of Cuervo would have been a little different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I didn't like it.
Jose.
I feel like it was just a little.
It wasn't as climactic. I mean,
right.
Snake, but I will admit they made up for it because Snake kicked his ass in that fight.
Oh, you're right.
Usually, whenever the protagonist fights the bad guy, they get their ass kicked and then win because of something stupid. And it's kind of tiring because it's like Snake they're the protagonist.
Pulls out the CQC.
In this case, Snake kicks his ass in the fight. And yeah, sure, the rocket hit and everything, and Buscemi ended up killing him. But still, Snake absolutely wiped the floor with that fight. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think he really got hit. Okay, cool. He got a neat scar. That's it. He got a cool he got a cool tummy slice. That's it.
You're only making me look
cooler.
Exactly.
But that was the beginning of the fight too. So
only adding to my cool factor.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't really. That was the beginning of the fight. Not even a problem.
Yeah.
but the rest of the fight, dude, he was just kicking his teeth in.
Oh yeah,
it was good.
Breaking his arms multiple times.
I'm about to say, I'll admit as well, I got a little bit tired because again, I don't expect movies to be like medically accurate, but the amount of times that he did bad twists and punches on the arms and elbows, that dude would not have been able to move his right arm anymore. And he does something with his right arm, and I was like, "There's no
Let's
shot."
not think about the fact that like he has a bullet through his femur.
Yeah, the other guy. Yeah,
He's
but I mean,
over
you're right with how he's moving, but like
Yeah.
that to me is like he could still walk it off and be like, well, just tough it through the pain. That's also his character.
Yeah, we guess
and he's the main character. But there was just one too many quick movements of that arm where I was like, yeah, you're not gonna. That wasn't quite a dislocation, but the amount of tendons and ligaments that are being torn up when you rotate it like that. Bruh, you can't move your arm anymore. Yeah. That's going to hurt so bad. Probably worse than his femur shot, honestly.
Wow.
Because like that, it's just awful. When you go the up and back with the shoulder like that, and he does it like twice in the fight, and at one point he like holds his arm out straight and just punches him in the elbow, which would already break that right there. Yeah. So I'm watching it, I'm like, this dude's still using that arm, but like there's no shot. Yeah. There's no shot. Like you can't be that tough.
You want to talk about the real Deus Ex Machina is the fact that the entire fight sequence is going on, and then out of nowhere, a dead body's on the ground with a bazooka, and our guy Coelho is just like, "Don't worry,
up a freaking rocket launcher. Don't worry about me."
Now that the helicopter's in the air, I will now mysteriously pull out this entire bazooka,
this entire RPG that happens to be loaded.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like,
and all the grenades haven't set the RPG off either. Yeah, I mean that one's definitely like. They had to make something happen. They had to make the helicopter catch on fire, and they just couldn't figure out why. But yeah, man.
And then of course, through sheer hatred and rage, Cuervo gets blasted through the chest, and he just keeps powering on.
Another moment where it's like, if you get shot in the chest like that, like bro, you're out.
You're knocked out.
And the arm you're using to shoot the RPG, guess what? It's the same arm he dislocated 4 times.
You're right.
I'm like
4 times.
Like, bro, you're done, dude.
How are you still walking around?
Oh man,
you have just as much plot armor as friggin'.
Yeah, right. You do.
Arm looks like a piece of rigatoni.
Right. Hispanic powers activate.
Okay. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, best movie of all time.
And of course, and then Mr. Buscemi had to get left behind.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
jumped out, and I was like, "Dude, what the hell?"
He swapped sides so many times that it's not surprising that again, in an attempt to swap sides so he could survive again, he would get left behind. That actually feels like a fitting end for his character.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You guys can't leave." It's like, buddy, you hopped out. Like, you're the guy who jumped out the helicopter. Everyone else doubled down on our plan.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
Well, what a fun time. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to touch on?
10 out of 10. 75% is too low. 75% is too low. It's better. That's like
Rotten Tomato has a 53%.
Yeah, that was for the crowd score. 75% was like the Google user score.
Oh yeah, you're right.
75% is too low. Honestly, this is like a 98, bro. It's so good. It's so good.
I've seen some bad movies in my time.
Yeah,
this is not nearly bad enough.
Yeah. I've watched bad movies that I still thought were funny and good. This one's good, and I thought it was funny and good. Like,
if my comments haven't been any indication for you, Ethan, we need to play Metal Gear.
Yeah, we do. I just don't know if I want to start from the very beginning because they're like, it's first off, we did play it. You played for 5 minutes where you were in a box, but you weren't in a box, on the floor, crawling around, and then we sat through an hour's worth of cutscenes. We legitimately did.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, I liked learning about the story and everything, but also like we're never gonna finish that game. It's taken us long enough to get any progress in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay, but we're making progress, though.
We are. I'm just saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 has equivalent cutscenes that are hours long. My God, that game has so many cutscenes. I skipped so many on my first playthrough. It was my first playthrough. Like, there were so many cutscenes where I was like, all right, you hit my limit of like 10 minutes of this shit, and I just skipped it. I was like, the rest of what you have to say. And I did that once, and was like, how did I get in this cave? One time I was like, okay, maybe I should have skipped it. I don't know how I got here.
Where am I?
Exactly. I was like... I don't know how I got here, but I guess I must kill. So
right.
Yeah, we do need to play them.
If you were to speed run Kingdom Hearts 3, how long do you think it would take you?
Man, you can make
2 hours?
Sub 3 hours.
Sub 3 hours?
No. I mean, I could... man, that's tough. Because I already know how much I could...
Sub 3 hours.
It's tough because I already know that I can beat Kingdom Hearts 1 in, I think it was sub 8 hours.
That's nice.
So it's like I think the records for that one are like 6.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, like the Kingdom Hearts 1, the original, you can, I think, speedrun it. I think the records are around 6 or something like that.
Wow.
And I think I did it in 8. And that was my first time speedrunning it, so I didn't even really try. That was my first speedrun, doing all the speedrunning things. I got an 8. Or something like that. Because I didn't get close. I was like 2 hours off of the actual records right now. So I could be a couple hours off there, but I'm pretty sure it was 8. 7 or 8. And
our mutual buddy, Jacob, I work with at my job.
No, I don't really know Jacob. So still.
Anyways.
What about him?
He is also a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, and I was talking about that, and he was like, I would speedrun as well, and I used to get down to 8 hours as well.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was my first attempt. I was pretty proud of it, because, again, that's like 2 hours off of like the records, which is huge for speedrunners, but like for a guy who's doing it the first time, not very big for me. I was like, dude, only 2 hours off? And like I already know, because also if you're speedrunning the game and not trying to get the achievement that I was trying to get, then you could speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
For instance, if you're speedrunning the game, then you can like change your equipment, but I was getting the achievement for not changing my equipment.
Oh, I see.
So I didn't change from the Kingdom Key, which slowed things down, because a lot of the fights that you can like cheese them and do certain things in 3 combos. So one of the big things that the guy was telling about in the speedrun is like, don't finish your combos.
Right.
It's the whole the final move of the attack. That finishing move has like a slow wind up for your next attack, and even though it's good and you're fine, you can dodge roll out of it. If you're trying to do it, finish up your hits with like a 1, 2, 3, and don't do that 4th hit with your combo boost on. Still, so there are things you can do, but with the Kingdom Key on, it didn't work.
But what about 3?
So Kingdom Hearts 3, how long can I speedrun it? I don't think it's sub 3 hours. I really don't. The game, I mean, but
without all the cutscenes, skipping everything.
Exactly, I skip every. But the thing is, I have a playthrough right now where I'm skipping all the cutscenes, and I'm making really quick progress. But the problem is, there's still so much hand holding in mini games that you have to go through.
Oh yikes!
That you'd have to be really good at a lot of things, and not only that, like you'd have to. It still feels like it would be long, but not for like a good reason. So I don't even know what the records are. Let me see. Kingdom Hearts 3. Speedrun.
We're still playing Deep Rock Galactic, or at least I am.
Speedrunning leaderboards on Speedrun. Dude. Wait, is this website actually called this? 1 second. I didn't realize this. Is speedrun.com? It's called... No, okay. I thought it was called speedrun.speedrun. I was like, guys, great name. No, okay.
Hell yeah.
In any percent... you guys were really right. I definitely could not do that. But the any percent speedrun record for Kingdom Hearts 3 held by... Yadamoda is 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Holy shit! Just sub 3 hours.
Just sub 3, and that was done last year.
Wow.
Patch Remind was installed. Hard drive type. Yeah, that's an 8% on new game on beginner level though. On beginner. Oh, okay. So let's see on console. Let's do PC. Fine. 2 hours and 35 on PC. Okay, and then we'll do standard. 2 hours 51. Everyone's doing it on beginner, so it's So on PC, 2 hours 51 is the the record. New Game Plus is 8 hours, but I don't know.
Dylan and I have also been tiptoeing back into Grand Blue Fantasy versus the story mode.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, bruh. It's so...
I started up...
To answer that question, real quick, how long can I beat Kingdom Hearts 3? Rushing it, speedrun, beginner... Man, I'm thinking I could do less than my 8. I'm going to do 6. I think I could beat it in 6 or sub 6 hours.
There you go.
Less than or equal to 6.
Got it.
Because I just think I can do it. It's so much smaller than Kingdom Hearts 1, but I skipped a lot of content in Kingdom Hearts 1 that I don't really think you can fully skip in 3.
Really?
So I'd have to be quick about a lot of things, and I would probably need some practice. But I think I could do it first try in around 6.
Nice, okay.
Back to Grand Blue Fantasy versus...
So... the greatest mistake that I've made with that game was starting up the RPG mode just to see what it was.
And sitting on it.
And not...
Because I did like a couple of missions and then I just stopped.
It's really good, yeah. I never really joined you to get very far in it. It was really good.
I could not play it by myself.
Yeah.
The main thing that really sucked about it, but at the same time I loved... was whenever I finally decided, like, hey, this actually has co-op.
Yes, it does.
Hey, Ian, would you like to play this co-op
with me? Yes, I did.
And the saint that he decided, yeah, fuck it, I'll give it a shot.
Let's go, let's do it.
This is first, like, I want to say besides, like...
The first boss, like, 30 minutes. I remember once you guys did the first boss, the guys took it forever. But it was like still good progress though. So it was very
it felt like an MMO boss.
What's the comparison I'm going for? Like it was very like like Darkest Dungeon in a way where it's like you keep throwing, or like Dark Souls, where like
Mm-hmm.
you're like but we're doing. I can see
get it.
I can
We
see
can
what
get
I'm
it.
doing wrong. Exactly, I can see what I'm doing wrong.
We learn the process and then we get it.
There's
So it's like-
gimmicks.
yeah. So it's like I can see how I can, and I like that because it's like as well with like we're talking Kingdom Hearts, like the hard bosses in Kingdom Hearts, where it's like there are a couple of them that I've definitely been like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong and how to beat this, but generally for most of the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, Kingdom Hearts 2 final bosses, Lingering Will, Kingdom Hearts 1 Sephiroth, like for most of the bosses, it's like I know what I'm not doing good enough.
Yeah.
So I know I can do better. I just have to get better. So like that's what was one of those.
I believe the term's called getting
Get good.
good.
Get good for sure. Yeah. So like that was what that was for sure. Like, it took you guys like an hour and a half to get any progress on them, but it was like,
It is.
But we're getting close.
Anyways, so
yeah,
is that
It is my biggest like waking up to justice moment.
Yeah.
Sparta type shit.
dude? It even like there's other things we learned about it.
Oh yeah.
like we just recently
they've got like different build presets you can make for different elements that are required for certain missions for like a damage or health bonus.
and I don't think we fully understood how to utilize like all the different weapons and how to upgrade
that
them.
was the second swallow.
Dude, okay, so hear me out.
Yeah,
we went through all the normal difficulty missions,
Mhm.
and then they had like the worlds would like
we unlocked hard mode.
we unlocked hard mode for all of
nice,
them, and you could unlock or you can do more of them. And we got through a majority of them, S ranking all the normal missions and like a majority of the hard ones. And then we're like, yo, this is actually getting like really hard.
Yeah.
And then we like looked at like our build like
these bonuses are fucking.
Yeah, I was like, these are trash. And then we like started looking into upgrading them, and then I was like, oh wait,
I had so
you
much,
can upgrade all of these.
Yeah,
and then
I had so much currency left over. I basically maxed out everything.
Yeah, we grinded.
This feels so much better.
We hopped into we
we
hopped into like one of the hard mode matches that we weren't able to finish, and we like hop into it and just
It was
wiped the
fucking-
floor,
it was
and we're
a
like, holy
breeze.
shit, we've been playing this game wrong this entire time.
Yeah, we've been Dark Souling this thing so hard.
We've been unintentionally like really grinding this game hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With just shitty ass items on.
Yeah. That's
It was like it reminded me the first time I played through Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or the first few times, not really knowing how like the accessories
Equipment
and the
and-
equipment worked, and like never really changing out like the keyblade stuff a whole lot.
Yeah.
For certain like gimmicks or whatever, and was like, and I would play on like normal or hard mode, and would just the game was so difficult because I didn't prioritize like having Donald and Goofy having like certain potions and stuff, or certain items, or myself.
You
having
can definitely
certain
make the
items.
game easier on yourself, and that's what, for instance, like whenever I'm playing a lot of games, I do that actually. But for Kingdom Hearts, I did that too, where it's like I'm not gonna have Donald and Goofy waste my potions unless I like already got my ass kicked by a boss.
Right.
On the second try, I'll concede they might have needed to have some potions on them.
Yeah.
Right? They can maybe help me, but usually Goofy just ends up picking up Donald's dead ass. So like it doesn't help me.
It's a waste of my potion.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like doesn't really help me any. But yeah, I 100% where like the worst boss, the original Kingdom Hearts though, is that freaking is the what's it called, the Cave of Wonders, when you have to hit its eyes.
Oh,
that's
God.
definitely the turning point where you're not a high enough level to handle that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
So the Cave of Wonders I fight on proud mode. Especially if you rushed it to get there, but even if you didn't, even if you like were grinding to get there, it just always kicks your ass. It's just I don't know.
It's just it's like a weird placement to like jump on
The
there.
movement mechanics
then-
and camera make it so much harder than it
Yes.
should be, just because of the camera. Like it's just tough to fight it and to turn the camera and to lock onto the eye, and you always fall off. When you fall off, there's like 20 Heartless waiting to eat your ass. Like,
course.
just, oh man,
Not my ass. Not my ass.
oh man, that's
had-
good.
Sword as death sounds.
Sora's death sound.
I was able to have.
Oh man,
No way, you didn't. Ian, you didn't.
is he gonna push a button to
Did
say
you?
Sora's
Did you
death
do
sound?
it?
No, I didn't.
Dude,
Aw,
honestly,
damn.
that orange button better be Sora's death / come sound. No,
But yeah, I've had two mains through this RPG mode.
Mm-hmm.
Ian can attest. Of course, the main one I use is Vasaraga
yeah, why not?
because he's the greatest.
Vasaraga is like a great character.
The second one that I didn't think I was gonna like as much is fucking Belial.
Okay, good. It's not Gran. I was gonna kill you right
Fuck
here, right now.
Grant.
I was
All
gonna
my
kill-
homies hate Grant.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fuck.
What was that? There it is. Wait. Wait. Sephiroth.
Wait, here.
Why does that sound like that?
I like that in a couple of them you can hear the where he's dying.
Of course, yeah.
I like also that you can hear Sephiroth in the background. I died so many times Sephiroth before I could
God.
finally beat him. Oh man.
Anyways, yeah.
No surprise, I played Dark Souls 3 and loved it because of how many times I threw myself at Sephiroth in those two games. Whenever
sadistic, man.
I remember whenever my roommate, I don't know if I already covered this on the podcast or not. I think I did. Mm-hmm. Still, my current roommate, was like, I bet you can't beat the first boss of Dark Souls by midnight. And it was like 10 o'clock. And I was like, you're giving me 2 hours to beat a boss?
Watch me.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, he said he bet $20.
I don't think you know who I am.
I owed him
$20 in the
I owed him like $70 for buying because we bought a bunch of stuff for the new apartment.
Right.
And I owed him money. And he was like, I'll take $20 off what you owe me whenever you get paid. Just pay me in 50 instead of 70. Like, I'll straight up. I was like, that's easy, man. He was like, you haven't fought this boss yet. I was like, okay, you're right. I've heard Dark Souls is tough. You're right. And I also have to make it I have to make the character, pick my class, and make it to the boss. That's gonna knock off like 20 minutes.
Right.
So I was like, I don't want to just make a character really quickly and go into it because I'm gonna probably play this character for the rest of the game. So so I was like, okay, you're giving me a little bit of time, but I mean, it's still easy. And I think on my third try, I killed the first boss, and I still had an hour and a half to spare. I was quicker than I thought, and literally, he was doing something. He was playing Apex, and so like I shouted, and I was like, hey, Cade, I beat him, and he was like, wait, what? I'm in a match. 1 second. And I was like, okay. And I left the game, paused right there, and just played on my phone. Amazing. And he walked around the corner, and I unpaused it, and you could see the sword. The guy's dead, and I was like, you owe me $20, man. Like, I love it. I love throwing myself at a boss, half a dozen times. It's great.
Anyways, there's been a whole lot of fun stuff happening recently. I can't wait to play more Grand Blue. There's so many characters that I've been.
I can't wait for the fucking new version of it that's coming out.
There's the new version. Yeah.
Relink, man. Holy shit, that game.
Dude,
it looks so good.
I'm about to spend so many hours playing Relink.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just on the console?
It's going to be on consoles Steam. And on PC.
I'm buying it on PC.
Damn,
dude, same. It's a RPG game. We can all play co-op.
Yeah,
hell yeah, dude. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Patch me in.
Yeah, right.
Speaking
Beam
of
me up, Scott.
Patch me in, Doc.
I got something to show you once we're finished.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
Judge Dredd, Snake Plissken, all good things.
All great
Gruff
things.
man character. I literally told Dylan at the end of this movie that I want to take up smoking cigarettes just to be as cool as him.
Stop.
Smoke.
Anyways.
But not vaping. Vaping's for pussies. Keep going.
Are you smoking yet?
For any of you out there that are looking to find us or reach out to us or talk to us, we have a Linktree/Ian Wolf where you can find all our social media links and also all the different podcasting platforms that we're on. Just type in The Aftermath. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not being dramatic.
Yeah, you can figure it out. You're a smart cookie. I know you are.
Right.
Or you can also you can write us a letter, package up in an envelope, and then send it over the border to Los Angeles, and you'll get the podcast back to you.
But you need to make sure that you have 1 round of 45 ACP in there.
Yes,
don't forget the 1 round. Okay,
right.
Cannot be a blank.
I've also heard if you have a bag of holding and you just shout and then it'll come back out. The podcast will come back out at you.
Yeah,
but it has to be that exact sound.
Yeah, it has to sound like that. But we wish that we could make the word, like the Aftermath work or like high work, but turns out that takes a lot to get the goblins in the bags of holding.
Dude, I don't even know how I got
that message.
When I tell you, I don't even know how I got that to work.
Yeah.
It was hard.
The goblins are they're not good. It's not easy to make a deal with those. So basically you have to. I think someone's messaging us. Yeah,
I heard another way too is if you actually if you talk nicely to the goblin clans, you can also find the podcast there too by just trading.
They tunnel under our houses though, so
they
we have too many holes. Please,
they like shiny silver things. It's very easy.
Yeah,
you'll get the podcast eventually.
The mer people as well.
Don't worry,
if you throw pearls into the ponds.
Like I said, you'll figure it out. You're smart. I know you got this.
Yeah.
Anyways,
hopefully you have some pearls.
Until next week. Thank you so much for listening.
See you.
Bye bye.